Alex, can you hear us?
Yep, you got me.
Yep, we can hear you loud and clear. We are going to go right into questions, and our first question is going to come from Alex Andreev. Go ahead with your question, Alex.
Hey, Alex. Well, we just got off with Joey Logano, who was saying that he is extremely bored right now, so much so that he's willing to drive a jet dryer. So I'm wondering where you're at right now, what you've been doing during this downtime, and then also just how the nerves are.
Yeah, should we just race the jet dryers? Are there enough of them for everybody? Could race the rental cars. There's all kinds of stuff we could race here. Maybe just count points on that and send us home. It's definitely boring. It's painful for everybody. Obviously, everybody's working hard to try to dry the racetrack, and weather's just not cooperating. So bummed for everybody here. It's the same for all of us. We're all just sitting around, whether it's NASCAR officials or track officials or drivers. We're all kind of in the same boat together. So nerves, I'm all good. I'm just hanging out. I haven't really done much of anything. Just been on my computer. I went over to the gym beneath the suites and ran a little bit on a treadmill. But yeah, feeling good. Car's really fast. Just want to get back to racing.
And then quick follow-up, have you ever been in a situation where you've had to wait this long?
No, not that I can think of. I've trying to think, like maybe quarter midget racing as a kid, just because you don't have jet dryers and stuff. It takes pretty long to dry. And I've been like completely rained out and canceled, but I've never sat somewhere this long and I don't think we've ever had a forecast look this bad, so it's definitely a bummer.
Thank you. Hopefully get back to it.
Our next question will come from Bob Pockrass. Go ahead with the question, Bob.
Yeah, Alex, no matter when this race gets in, will you feel behind for Martinsville?
I'll let you know when I find out if I'm going to get my sim time back that I was supposed to have this afternoon. I think it's really the only thing that I feel behind on, or that I'm bummed out about missing. I feel like I can do all my normal prep work here. So as far as being prepared, I'm not really missing anything aside from the time that I was going to spend in the simulator this afternoon. So hopefully we get home and I can get back in it somehow, but those schedules are hard to get and put out like way in advance. So I doubt that I'll get back in it. So that's definitely a bummer.
How long is a typical session in there?
Have to look. I feel like I was going to be in there from like 2:30 to 4:30. So probably just 2 hours. Typically I'm in there from either 2 or 3 hour sessions.
Thank you.
Our next question will come from Jeff Gawad. Go ahead with the question, Jeff.
How do you, when you don't know if you're going to race in 2 hours or tomorrow or whenever, how do you stay, sort of prepared physically and mentally, as far as you can't, I assume, just eat a bunch of candy and cookies, not that Josh would let you anyway, but how do you sort of stay ready to go at any time?
Well, I had In-N-Out for dinner and pizza for lunch. So the diet is out the window. I'm out of food, out of clothes, out of everything. I don't know. It's hard to feel like we're going to race anytime soon, just with how wet it is. And, at times I feel like, man, the track's got to be getting dry because I can't see it misting or raining from the bus. But then I think Bob tweeted the link of the track camera, or maybe that was you. Somebody tweeted the link of the track camera, and I click on that and I'm like, oh no, it's still wet. So I don't know. I've really just been sitting around. I ran a little bit earlier and I feel like that helped kind of clear my head up a little bit, but it's been pretty dang boring.
Have a good one.
Thanks, man. You too. That was really depressing. Have a good one.
Yeah, I couldn't figure out a way to end that on a positive note. So.
We're going to go next to Mark Garrett with the Performance Racing Network. Go ahead with the question, Mark. Mark, can you hear us?
Yeah, Alex, we're above the racetrack and it's like Groundhog Day, man. we're doing 1 hour updates, saying the same thing for 3 days. It's just and all that kind of stuff. How do you handle the tension of it all being spaced out this long? Does it grow? Does it get less? Does it stay the same? How does that go with you?
For me, I think it doesn't grow any. I'm really confident in our race car for when we get back going. Obviously, we got the lead there and drove away from the field a little bit, so I know we have a really fast car. So I'm really looking forward to that. Obviously, we're buried a little bit on track position now, but I'm just ready to go. I don't know. I really haven't done anything abnormal or different besides kind of sit around and just work from my computer and work from inside the bus. So just trying to control the things that I can control, and the weather is not one of them, unfortunately. So yeah.
Thank you.
Yep.
Our next question will come from John Sturban. Go ahead with the question, John. John, you're on mute.
Okay, Alex, we're up in the press box here, and it's equally boring up here. Just wondering, Joey said that I asked him about the track conditions to expect once this thing gets dried. He said the PJ1 typically needs heat to be effective. So what kind of a curveball is that going to throw once this thing gets going?
Definitely a big one. It needs heat to get going, but the biggest problem is how treacherous it is at this racetrack before it gets going, and the way they laid it all the way to the wall. The first guy that gets up in it's probably going to crash. So it's going to be really treacherous, and eventually as it comes in, it'll be the place to be again. It kind of got that way as we got rolling, but yeah, it's going to be treacherous. I feel like out of the PJ1 was just a little freer than in the PJ1. So probably everybody will be a little looser trying to run the bottom, and hopefully it gets moved up quick. But yeah, it's going to be treacherous, hard to navigate that, because obviously it's not a visual thing, it's a feel thing, and you kind of just got to work it in, and you want to wait for other people to do it. It's pretty tough. So hopefully we're on the good side of it.
Our next question will come from Dustin Long. Go ahead with your question, Dustin.
Thank you, Alex. If you can take me back to 2014 when you signed with BK Racing. You'd had the fast season in Xfinity in 2013, had some success, but if I remember right, I don't think that was really as much of an opportunity coming back. Or can you kind of take me through how you ended up at BK Racing, and how do you feel that opportunity helped lead you along in this path that is kind of wound its way to ending up in this ride, and next year the 48 car?
Yeah, honestly, one team called and didn't ask for money. A lot of teams called and only one didn't ask for money, and I didn't have any money. So that's where I ended up, and it was do that or sit on the couch. There wasn't an opportunity to return to the Xfinity ride that I had in 2013, and I feel like we really did a lot with a little in 2013, and outperformed where we should have been, and did a really good job, had a really good group of people, and outperformed what we had financially. Going into the next year, I didn't want to go cup racing. I wasn't ready to go cup racing. I wanted to try to win races, and unfortunately I needed to make a living at the same time, and the only opportunity to do that was to go cup racing. And I did all I could. I learned a lot. I got to make a lot of mistakes with nobody watching. I didn't have much fun. I put a lot of pressure on myself, and the pressure became trying to run top 25, and just trying to do better than the car was supposed to, and we did every now and then. but obviously, yeah, I mean, a crazy set of circumstances to go from that to driving the 48 for Hendrick Motorsports. You know, driving for Tommy Baldwin the following year, that deal falling apart, and then driving the simulator and getting called to fill in for Dale. It was a pretty wild couple of years there, and definitely a lot of very uncertain times and stressful times. But yeah, I mean, to answer your question, one team called and didn't ask for money, and that's where I went.
And also, as you said, you had some results that were better than the equipment in that first year. And as you noted, you know, you weren't ready for Cup. In one sense, how did you not wash out? I mean, those are pretty high stacked odds against any young driver with minimal experience. You know, you didn't. I don't think you really had. I don't think there was really much an experience with teammates at that point. So was there somebody in the garage that helped you, or, you know, was it just a matter of scratching and clawing your way and just surviving that year so that people recognize you for what you did?
Yeah, you know, I feel like there were definitely a few guys that offered advice that didn't need to. You know, I was pretty down early in the season, and Jimmy Johnson was the first guy to come and talk to me and just be like, man, you're doing a really good job with that car, just out of nowhere. I still have no clue why he did that. I talked to him about it a couple weeks ago, and he's like, man, I just came up to lap you and you were completely sideways driving the wheels off it. I felt like I needed to say something and tell you were doing a good job. And you know, he was really supportive. And Kurt Busch randomly, I remember, I think maybe we were at Indy or somewhere like that, and he just came up and started giving me advice. So you know, guys like that, their advice was really appreciated. And you know, I think the how is just that I didn't give up. I refused to give up. I didn't have a backup plan, so I couldn't give up. You know, like I wasn't like, oh, I can go do this and I'll be fine. It was like, you got to keep doing this, like, or you're going to have to find another job and have to find another way to pay for food. So, yeah, I didn't give up, and I refused to let it beat me. And I felt pretty dang beat in the beginning of 2016 when I lost my ride. Obviously, had the races lined up with Junior Motorsports to try to go and do that and try to win. And we ran really well in all those races, but obviously the opportunity to fill in for Dale is what got me here. And it was a crazy set of circumstances, a lot of luck, and really just never giving up.
Thank you.
Yep. Matt, you're muted. Got it.
Yeah, I'm muted now. Yeah, our next question will come from Lee Spencer. Go ahead with the question, Lee.
Okay, Bowman, you've been teasing us with pictures of a winged sprint car and taking laps around the dirt track. What's the latest?
Arizona in January. I'm not driving it. That's the first question I get. I'm not driving it. Yeah, quarantine boredom, decided to build a wing sprint car, and it's been a lot of fun. We went and tested on Friday, and CJ was really fast right off the bat, as fast as anybody that's tested during the day there. We were going pretty good, and the track was right through the middle, not real worked in, and pretty easy in a sense. So I was like, man, if there was ever a time to make some laps in one of these things, that would be now. So I went and made some laps. I think I ran like 7 or 8 laps and had a ton of fun. So we're going to start racing it here soon and try to have a lot of fun doing it. That's why I do that deal is really just have fun and no expectations. Have a really, really good group of people that help me on those cars. And we've never lost a party when we go dirt racing. So that's what we're going to go do this winter.
So is CJ going to be your full-time driver then?
Yeah, I mean, I full-time when the car runs. I mean, I'm sure he's still going to try to chase the USAC deal and do the non-wing stuff like normal. So yeah, we'll run when we can. And I have no clue. I mean, we've pointed out 3 races that we're going to run so far, and they're all in January. So Haven't looked at any schedules any further out than that. Maybe go to Volusia in February and hit all those. But yeah, as far as I know, just going to race when we can.
Did you have to get permission from the boss to run laps over at the dirt track?
Well, it was going to be one of those, like, don't tell anybody things. And then I posted a video on the internet, was like, oh man, that probably wasn't smart. But nothing went wrong. And I ran like 7 laps, and I sent a video to Jeff Gordon, and he said, that looks awesome. So yeah, I'll ask forgiveness.
And do you plan on running Chili Bowl with you and CJ this year?
No. So CJ will be there in my car, and then Jake Swanson's driving the car that I normally drive. Last year got pretty difficult between running the Race of Champions with CJ and me running, and not having a crew chief, and me crew chiefing CJ. And it was just a lot of work for me to drive one of the cars and crew chief the other car. So I decided, honestly, I don't really have much business at Chili Bowl, just with only racing those cars once a year and a big lack of experience. So I felt like CJ, the program kind of needed 2 drivers that could help each other, instead of CJ trying to describe to me everything that I'm doing wrong every time I'm on the racetrack. So Jake Swanson's going to drive, and I think that the 2 of them can really help each other and try to put 2 cars in the show instead of just 1.
Well, if you need parts for that wing sprint, I hear there's a, soon-to-be Cup driver again who's selling his equipment.
Yeah, I don't know, but yeah.
Hey, take care. Good luck this week, whenever.
Yeah, thank you.
Our next question is going to come from Stephen Toronto. Go ahead with your question, Stephen.
Hey, Alex, a couple of the other drivers have been playing video games during this delay. I know you said that you've been working during all this, but do you have anything like a Nintendo Switch or PlayStation on hand in case that's what you want to do?
I sure wish I did, because I wouldn't be working right now if I did. Yeah, I don't have anything. I got my laptop, my cell phone, and cable TV. So that's about it. Which has become expensive because I've just been ordering race car parts. So yeah, I don't have anything, but I sure wish I did.
Got it. Just wondering. Thank you.
Our next question will come from Jeff Magliochetti. Go ahead with your question, Jeff.
Hi, Alex. Thanks for taking the time to join us today. You did say, we touched on it a little bit before, you got out front, took advantage of the Fours misfortune, and got out front, led some laps. So what gives you the confidence that you can maintain that momentum going into tonight, tomorrow, whenever we race again? What gives you the confidence that the 88 will remain consistent out there?
Yeah, I mean, just how good the car was. I was so happy with the race car. I was nervous going in just because this is a place we've really struggled at in the past. We've really only had one really strong race here. So was just really looking forward to getting here and seeing how the car was going to be. And it was just really good off the bat. So that gives me a lot of confidence. We were a little free, so I feel like the racetrack kind of gripping up will help us. And we'll just have to go from there. Obviously, the temperatures dropped tremendously. We're now 18th instead of leading, so that's something we're going to have to overcome. But just looking forward to getting going.
I think that one run you mentioned was in this event last season. It was a 5th place run. I think you guys led 11 laps. Did you take any lessons from that car? Did you take any lessons from that setup going into this weekend?
Yeah, I don't know where we ended up exactly on setup. You would have thought that we could have taken the lessons from that and been strong here earlier this year. And that race, I mean, we were flat in the way. That was really rough. That was one of our worst mile and a halves we've run in a long time. So yeah, I mean, it was a cooler night that night, I believe, and I feel like we probably used some of that information. But our mile and a half program's been really strong lately, and I feel like we run pretty similar stuff most places we go on the mile and a half. So different tire than then as well. So there's a lot of variables that go into it, but definitely it's good to have those notes in our notebook.
Fair enough. Hey, good luck, Alex, whenever we race again. Good luck.
Thanks.
Our next question will come from Ashley McCubbin. Go ahead with the question, Ashley.
Looking at your season so far, how would you grade where you guys are right now?
Right now, I think we're running great. You know, the last 2 months or so have been really, really good for us. The summer was really rough, and the beginning of the year was amazing. So we've definitely had our share of ups and downs, but I would give my team a B+ or an A- just based on how well they've worked together. I think that's a huge positive. You know, obviously kind of falling off there through the summer was painful for us all, but to see the guys buckle down and continue to work together in such a good way is really positive. And I think, you know, looking at how it's improved lately, that's been great. We still need to get a little better. Last week we were right there, but not quite good enough. You know, we need a little bit more to try to win these things, but the guys are doing a great job, and we're continuing to improve each and every week.
Our final question will come from Casey Campbell. Go ahead with the question, Casey.
Oh boy. How's it going, Alex?
Good, thanks. How are you?
There's always pressure of going last because you want to end on a high note. But, you know, I wanted to ask you, I asked Joey this. Is there anything, I know you have your laptop and your cell phone with you and cable TV. What have you been watching anything? And do you have any suggestions for any shows to watch or something like that?
Oh, yeah. I mean, I feel like the problem is I've already watched all the good Netflix stuff. So I haven't been watching anything. I've watched some YouTube videos, but honestly, I've been texting back and forth with my team on GroupMe quite a bit. Went and worked out a little bit. I haven't watched like any TV show or anything yet. I'm sure that's gonna come because I'm out of things to do. I'm out of parts to order. I got everything for a sprint car on the way, and I'm definitely probably going to regret some of my financial choices here on building so many race cars. But yeah, I haven't watched anything yet. I wish I had something for you.
Well, Alex, we really appreciate you taking the time to join us. Good luck, and try not to spend all your money in one place. Okay, bud?
Yeah, for sure. I can't spend it in one place because you got to order from like 8 different people. So it's 8 places, but we're good.
Good
Thanks.
deal. Great.
Thanks,
Well, appreciate
Alex.
your patience. Take care now.
Thanks,
Yeah.
Alex.